Dragon Ball Kakami Chapter 9 is finally here, and when we last left off, the Earthlings training with the Trio of Danger left quite an impression on the Universe 9 warriors. Speaking of Universe 9, however, Sidra and Ro, the God of Destruction and Supreme Kai respectfully, seem to be up to no good, as we overheard them claiming they have but 2 years to finalize their strategy and how they need to stay a few steps ahead of them, whoever that is, so that they can strike first before they're able to react. Mojito would overhear part of their conversation and confront them on the matter, but of course, the two would play it off. Elsewhere, Vegeta would continue training the Saiyans with the rest of the generals on planet Sadala. However, during the nightfall in a distant wasteland, he would take Kaba, Kale, Caulifla, and Broly to hone their Saiyan transformations, as King Sadala had forbid that. The multiverse is in motion right now as everyone, and I mean everyone, prepares for the upcoming feud, but by the end of this chapter, I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised at the direction that this is headed. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you've been enjoying this and all of the Dragon Ball content lately. Before we hop into the video though, we gotta give a quick shout out to the homies Poison Labo, Dark Owls, and Rinko for the amazing work that they do on this fan manga. Links to all of those guys will be down below. But as the previous month comes to a close, we would find ourselves first at Krillin's house. Shinbot is very useful for travel between universes, Pepperoni says, but I still need to fix some problems. You have to wait a month before you can use it again, so it's not very practical. This is also the same bot that I used to get to Universe 7 from his native Universe 6 also, if you guys didn't know. I've been on Earth for 30 days now. We've lost enough time, he goes on. As 17 and 18 say, well, shall we go? I'm ready, 18 says as she stretches out her arm, excited to train again. For our families, we need to get back on track. This is when we see 17 crouching down as he says goodbye to his children as well, telling them to take care of their mother as he and his sister 18 take off. Marin, be sure to help your aunt, 18 says as the brother and sister leave to train together. I'm counting on you. The Shinbot transportation system is finally ready again as Pepperoni boots it up. Just enter the coordinates and the trip will be almost instantaneous. This is when two other familiar voices chime in as we see someone else approaching them before they leave. Hey there, Hercule says, with Majin Buu trailing slightly behind him. We come to you at the request of the mayor. The only electronic devices still working at the town hall are all burned out after indicating the position at Krillin's house for a brief second, the presence of some unknown device. Has the war started, or was all of that a false alarm? False alarm, Pepperoni tells him. We're simply preparing for a journey back to my world. We just activated my Shinbot. It must have disrupted the magnetic network or something. Sorry for the inconvenience. Pepperoni, scientist engineer, he introduces himself. And you are? Who am I? Hercule boasts. I'm the strongest man in the world. The strongest? Pepperoni replies. I'm sorry, but I don't remember seeing you at the Tournament of Power. Arrogant. I am the greatest Mr. Satan, world renowned for his extraordinary martial arts skills. But as he throws a punch, it's blocked by Sapphire, telling Hercule to get out of the way. He almost hit the baby. Sapphire, come on, don't be rude, Crystal says as Hercule's jaw drops at the sight of her. You're the supermodel Crystal, right? He asks. Yeah, that's me, she replies, and you're Mr. Satan, right? The famous martial arts champion. Hercule is head over heels that she even knows who he is, even though his arrogance is endless as 18 and Pepperoni just roll their eyes. All of a sudden, Majin Buu sees something he doesn't really like too much as he walks over to the Shinbot. He picks it up, flipping it every which sort of way before getting irritated and asking, what's this thingy? Buu, out of nowhere, eats the Shinbot whole as Pepperoni and the others panic from his sudden recklessness. The Shinbot begins making all these weird robo noises, but then Majin Buu begins to glow. 18 charges in, asking why does Buu always have to show up at the worst times, diving right into the piercing light illuminating from Buu, but as she almost grabs him, he disappears and she flies directly through him. I missed? Buu? Hercule asks, but he's gone as 18 asks Pepperoni if he has any idea where they just went. He activated the Shinbot without entering a new coordinate, Pepperoni begins with a frustrated look on his face. If he teleported, it's because the destination was chosen randomly when Shinbot was in his mouth. It's impossible to find them now. But there was already an area selected before, right? 18 says, panicking. This is when Pepperoni replies that yes, it was Universe 7, so if Shinbot is gone, then That means the area has been changed. I knew this would all amount to nothing, 17 says, as Hercule chimes in saying that he doesn't understand any of this magic mumbo jumbo, but where is Boo at? He asked Pepperoni. Shockingly, however, Boo's destination would be nowhere nice, and nowhere simple to come and go from. The next time we see Majin Buu, he would be in a crater, being overlooked by dozens of devious-looking beings, trapped in the demon realm as the search for Majin Buu begins. Off in Universe 11, as Gohan's trial to become a Pride Trooper heats up, he's been cornered by enemies after being exposed as a fraud by mobsters. There's no way you're getting out of here with that bottle, one of the mobsters says. Put it down and put your hands up. Gohan would go on to close his eyes, concentrating and sensing the energy around that area more clearly as they take aim at him. He tosses the cube with the vial in the air before taking his glasses off, saying that he really wishes he didn't have to hurt anyone, but they leave him no choice. As one of the guards attempts to shoot at Gohan, he easily snatches all of the bullets out of the air with a single hand. That was pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. As he opens his eyes, a shockwave knocks back the entire force of soldiers, taking out the first wave of enemies. He drops the bullets from his hand and then goes on the offensive, kicking the first opponent in the face before charging at the next and landing another kick across the face. The big guy gets knocked back, sent flying as he nearly crushes his other partner standing behind him. Gohan lands on the wall catching himself, all the while this having happened in a handful of seconds as the bullets hit the floor before the cube does and he launches himself to catch it in time. Ready, Dispo, Jiren says as they take off to give Gohan some much needed backup, assuming the plan was all a bust at this point. We'll go through the window that Gohan used. When they bust through the window, however, looking pretty spiff I might add, Jiren and Dispo are shocked. Wait, Gohan, why didn't you answer us, they ask, as they see Gohan is just fine. And he has the vial as well, safe and sound, saying that it was just truly hectic so he didn't really have a chance. Well, you've inflicted more fear than harm, I suppose, Jiren says, as they round up the criminals outside to be transported off. So I suppose you succeeded in your mission. This is when a godly drawn gang appears, asking for Son Gohan, as Gohan replies, "The Pride Troopers? Young man, you've done your duty," Kasaru says, stepping up from the middle. Moreover, Jiren and Dispo have praised your merits and bravery. You indeed have already proven yourself at the Tournament of Power, but you've now confirmed our expectations by proving your ability to serve the innocent. In short, all this talk about how you are now one of our proud brothers. Gohan has now officially become a Pride Trooper. Later that night, the Pride Troopers decide to throw a little celebration for their newest member as we pull up to a restaurant next, with everybody going crazy in front of a feast inside. Well, Gohan, Dispo begins at the table. Tell us about your family. We know your father, but that's really it. Well, I've got a younger brother, Gohan replies. He's 16 years old right now, and my mother's name is Chi-Chi. She's an exemplary mother who's always wanted me and my brother to succeed. I love her so much. And finally, I'm married to a woman named Videl, and we have a beautiful daughter named Pan. You have a daughter? Dispo replies with his jaw dropped. Congratulations, Gohan. She must be the cutest. You have a picture? Gohan pulls out his wallet to reveal a picture of his beautiful family, as it seems like he and Dispo just made a personal connection here. You're all magnificent, he says after looking at the picture. Wait, I'll show you mine too. Oh, you're a dad too? Gohan asks, as Dispo proudly takes out his wallet as well. Aren't they just the cutest, he says, showing a picture of him with about a dozen baby purple cats. Wow, Gohan says, chuckling. You have a small family, I see. Yep, Dispo says proudly. This is the last litter. I'm very proud of it. Wait, you mean there were other litters? Gohan asks, as Dispo seems to have a couple dozen kids. All of a sudden, the door begins to creak open as someone else arrives next. This is when Belmod, all dressed up for the occasion as well, walks in with Topo saying that he's crossed paths with Death, but the current between us wasn't very strong. So I decided to come back, he says, grinning, as I can only imagine what he has planned for the Pride Troopers with the addition of Gohan now. Back on Planet Krip, we return back to the strenuous training Whis is putting Goten and Trunks through, but these boys are both prodigies in their own right. There's nothing we can do, Trunks says. You can only rely on that weird door you saw in yourself, and know it. So I gotta succeed, he says, as it seems that for the first time that I know of at least, Goten has momentarily surpassed Trunks. You'll get there, Trunks, Goten tells him. If I made it, there's no reason you can't. Okay, Trunks says, calming himself and closing his eyes. I have to do it. I have no choice. He takes a deep exhale as his concentration intensifies, and this is when all of a sudden a warm feeling overtakes Trunks as he opens his eyes. Did it work, he asks, as he hears Goten calling his name. Trunks, can you hear me, he asks. I think you made it, but I can't see you. However, Trunks confirms that he can at least see the door, and he says he thinks that they should try and open it. Come on, you can do this, Goten thinks to himself. You have to find a way. All of a sudden, wait. In the reflection of the gilding on the door, I see Gotenks, he says. Hold on, me too, Trunks replies as Goten plays around in the reflection, saying that Gotenks mimics everything he does. But this is when they notice something weird at that exact moment. They somehow end up seeing each other instead of Gotenks for a moment, which gives Goten an idea. Yo, Trunks, on the count of 3, raise your right hand and spread your fingers, he says, as they count to 3 and then both simultaneously raise their hand and spread their fingers. I see you right behind the door, Trunks says as it begins to creak open, revealing a blinding light. On the inside stands the silhouette of Gotenks as they walk in to check it out. You're really Gotenks, Goten asks. Weren't we supposed to face our demons behind this door? This is when it hits him though. Wait, I get it now. Our demons, or rather our demon, is him, Goten says as Trunks agrees. With fusion, there's no need to really calibrate to each other. Everything works automatically. No additional teamwork needed after the fusion's done. So we have to read each other without relying on that to do so. This is when they return to the outside world fired up, knowing exactly what they have to do now. As they throw that next punch, Goten and Trunks, even if only for a brief moment, achieve perfect synchronization of their power without the fusion, and this would cause the machine to break finally. Whis looks stunned himself that they were able to pull this off so fast, as the two boys stand exhausted, destroying the device. Ha! Too easy, Whis, they both say, throwing up a thumbs up. You're gonna have to train us harder the next time. But the boys faint from exhaustion before finishing their sentence. Good, Whis chuckles, amused but proud at the same time. Whis looks up into the sky as he ponders something though, saying that after several millennia, you finally decided to return, huh, Lord Beerus? As he gazes off into the cosmos. Hours earlier on Beerus' planet, the Oracle Fish seems to be seeing the God of Destruction off, saying that first Whis left with the two Saiyans and now it's your turn to leave. You can't leave me, what am I gonna do here all by myself, they say. Just go to Earth, Beerus tells them. There's plenty of good food to keep you busy down there. But why can't I come with you, the Oracle Fish asks, as Beerus looks more serious than ever right now. Oh no, my dear fish. Where I'm going is no place for you, he replies. The Oracle Fish pleads that it's a long journey, so Beerus should need some company. Beerus responds, however, that with this war approaching, the only company he needs is that of the perpetuity of silence, so I'll go alone. That is my last word, he says, as Beerus slings on what seems to be some form of a cape for the very first time, as the Oracle Fish comments that he very rarely decides to wear this. As we see Beerus next, he sports a headdress telling the Oracle Fish that this is something he only wears when he goes home. I'll be back soon, father, Beerus says, as he alludes to the potential meetup between himself and the rest of his race in coming chapters of Dragon Ball Kakumi. Down below in the comments, let me know what your favorite part of this chapter was, and why was it Beerus in that sick new outfit? Love you guys so much. Let's try to get this video to 5,000 likes. Shout out once again to Rinko, Poison, and Dark for another fantastic chapter of Dragon Ball Kakumi. But anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one.